Okay, so I'm here to make videos to educate people. I doubt many people will see this. I don't care. But this is a way basically for me to vent. This will be, the first video will be, this will just be the first video in a series. But this will be why I don't adhere to the face mask mandate. Okay. This might be getting taken down from YouTube, so nobody will probably end up seeing it anyways. Nobody will probably care anyways. Sit up there for 10 years and probably nobody will care because I'm not famous, I'm not well known, I'm not rich, and I'm not a white male. So anyways, my objection to the face mask is that the country, this country, the United States, where I live, doesn't care or pass laws that benefit anybody but the wealthy white male. And if the coronavirus affected poor people, people of color, or women exclusively, the mask mandate, but nobody would even think about it. Nobody would. And anybody who would have brought it, the few people who would have brought it up would have been shamed. You know, this isn't a real issue. It's not affecting the rich white male. So, go back to your cave. There's many things that affect people other than the wealthy white male. And nothing's being done about it. There's no laws being passed. People of color are getting brutalized by the police. 2020. This is 2020. And there's been lynchings of people of color. And we're worried about people wearing masks in the store. That's where the focus is. Why? Why is the focus on the masks? Why? Because the lynchings do not affect the wealthy white male. Not directly, they don't. So, let's mandate the mask. I used to be homeless. Everything affects the homeless in greater aspects than the people who are privileged enough to have a house. And people are privileged enough to own a house or paying off a house. Almost all of them have health insurance. Right? Now, the homeless have been around since animals first started walking upright. You know what laws they passed for the homeless? No loitering. Poll tax. Them were the laws that were passed for the homeless. And many more. People of color, women. I'm a woman. Let's start with women. When did women get the right to vote? 1920. 19th Amendment. There was 18 other things that were way more important than women's right to vote. Why? Because some other amendments affected the wealthy white male. The Constitution itself was written by white men, for white men, to the exclusion of everybody else. And everybody else had to fight for their rights. But the wealthy white male tried its best to prevent laws. See, laws there should not have to be laws to allow rights for people. Laws should only have to be made to prevent people from doing harmful stuff. It shouldn't be the whack job way it is. Women shouldn't have had to fight for the right to vote. That should have just been a given. People of color shouldn't have had to fight for the right to vote. This could lead me down a rabbit trail. People of color should not have been slaves. They shouldn't have had to fight for the right to be not slaves. And that could go down, though, because they didn't do Civil War, blah, whatever. But anyways, if this disease affected anybody but the wealthy white male, we wouldn't have to wear a mask. And so that's why I refuse. You know, for 18 years, I went without health insurance. When I first lost my Cobra health insurance, I wouldn't have been able to get health insurance no matter what, simply because I had pre-existing conditions. Any health provider, corporation, whatever, would not have covered me because of this. And the few that would have offered it to me would have made the rate so high that they would have known that I couldn't afford it. They would have intentionally made rates so high that I would have just said, screw it. And of course we all know, and if you don't, you're an idiot. Here in the United States, you cannot see a doctor without having health insurance. You can't. It's just, you know, you have to either qualify for low-cost health clinics, which that's another story in and of itself, or you have to, well, you could go to the emergency room, but that's for emergencies only, and then you're stuck with a bill. And then if you don't pay that bill, the creditors will be calling you for the rest of your life. Ask me how I know this. I've had urinary tract infections when I didn't have health insurance. They're still calling me trying to collect their debt. And the debt just keeps going up. Every time they call me, it's a higher and higher number. I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. But anyways, I don't even remember where I was at. Oh, after Obamacare came into play, there was that low-cost, possibly free health insurance that the government would give people that were supposed to be in the mid-range. The mid-range income, I guess. I don't know. I tried to sign up for it. Problem is, all these programs, all of them that are meant to help, supposedly help poor people, they take the household income into account. And the household incomes are set to like the 70s, 60s, 70s, 1960s, 1970s. Like that income bracket. Okay, you work minimum wage, part-time. You make more than that. And there's no way anybody could live in any type of residence other than a cardboard box on the side of the freeway to qualify for them programs. So the people that are on them, they're lying. Intentionally or unintentionally, they're lying. But I've tried for every single program financial, medical, food assistance. It all takes the household income into account. And if you have a roof over your head other than something made of cardboard, your household income is going to be too high to qualify for these programs because there's somebody in that house that's making enough money to make that rent or mortgage payment. So because my partner, or whoever I was with at the time, because I've been going through this for years. I've been with my current partner for 15 years, and I went to wherever I laid my head was home, but I had to take that person, whoever, was letting me sleep on their couch, I had to take their household income into account because that's where my residence was. And of course they made too much money because the income brackets to qualify for these programs were set for 50 years ago. The poverty levels for 50 years ago. So anyways, I didn't qualify for Obama, and that's why I didn't qualify for Obamacare. Because my partner made too much money. So I couldn't get onto any of them programs. But they could no longer, now I don't know the exact law, but they could no longer disqualify a person for pre-existing conditions. Now I don't know how that worked. I don't know if it was that they couldn't raise the rates, because like if they allowed raising of the rates for people with pre-existing conditions, that would have bumped everybody out anyways. So I don't know. I don't know what the law was on that, but I knew they couldn't disqualify somebody for pre-existing conditions. But even then, by then, I was so doggone broke. I couldn't pay for any, even if it was $20 a month, I couldn't have paid for it. I was making $10 an hour scrubbing people's toilets for a living. Rich white people's toilets for a living. Yay! So anyways, so I wouldn't have been able to get it anyways by that time. Now, had that program been instituted before, I would have been able to have health insurance. Would I have been able to carry it through? Probably not, because I just got so broke. Of course, part of the reason I got so broke was because I was having health problems. Didn't know it, but I was having health problems, but I couldn't get treatment for the health problems because I had no health insurance. Of course, I didn't even know I had the health problems because I didn't have health insurance to go to the doctor to find out. It was like this vicious cycle I was stuck in that I didn't even know I was stuck in. And then, one day, I'm cleaning this rich white woman's house. And she starts asking me some questions that were social/political. And I'm used to this from her, and I've been able to manage to ability the questions by distraction. And this day, I was feeling really bad. Really physically, I was feeling horrible, which took a toll on my mental state. So as I'm cleaning her house, she asked me something about healthcare, and I tried distraction. That didn't work. She asked me again. And so I just said, I'm all for universal health care. And she says, well, I'm not. I says, well, for the wealthy people, didn't say white, omitted that, but I said for wealthy people, you get the better everything. You get the better police station, you get the better library, you get the better school, you get the better streets, you get the better street lights, you get the better sidewalks, you get better everything. For one time, for just one One time I would like everything to be equal. I would like the poor people to be standing in line with the rich people to see that doctor. And she told me, well, I'm cleaning her house. She told me she doesn't think that she should have to pay for lazy poor people. Or was it poor lazy people? Don't remember. Lazy poor people to be able to get to see the doctor. And I was irate. I says, I'm poor and I'm not lazy. I'm thinking, I'm scrubbing your damn toilet because you just don't want to. And you can afford to pay somebody else to. Who's the lazy one in this situation, you rich, white, lazy broad? And so I thought I tried to get over that. I knew I couldn't. I knew I'd have to quit her. And eventually I did. But not before. Okay? I had cleaned somebody's house. I'd come home. I had gotten a treadmill for my birthday. My partner bought me a treadmill. I was on the treadmill. I had had the treadmill for well over a year. About probably a few years by then. So I'm on the treadmill. I decide stupidly to watch the... not the presidential debates, but like where they go touring around to garner votes. Whatever you call that. Stupidly, I decided to listen to both sides. Instead of just thinking in my mind, who do you think would be the best person for, you know, to help you out the most. So, I had already listened to Clinton. Now it's Trump's turn. Today's Trump's turn. So here I am on the treadmill at the highest incline, the 12 incline, going 2 miles an hour. And I'm watching him talking to this microphone, to this big auditorium. And he, going on his diatribe of this and that and the other, making no coherency whatsoever, just spouting off hate stuff. And there he says he doesn't think lazy poor people deserve health insurance. And something in my brain, just like that, just like something cracked in my brain. I could hear it. It was physical. I could hear it. I could feel it. And the whole stadium clapped. The whole stadium clapped. Them fat, wealthy, white people were clapping about calling me lazy while I'm on the damn treadmill, while I'm watching this fat, obese, ugly, old orange thing standing in front of a microphone talking smack about everybody else. This privileged piece of garbage. Talking about people that nobody else cares about. Again, would you wear a mask if you knew it would protect a homeless person? Heck no, you wouldn't. Don't even lie to yourself. And definitely don't lie to me. Because I'll go off on you. Okay, so if that's what the people think about me, fuck them. I don't care if you get sick. You didn't care about me. You left me out on the street. You don't care about making sure that the people that most need the health insurance get it. You don't care. You make excuses. We can't afford it. You know what? Defund military. They get so many benefits just for going to boot camp. First pick in the employment line, free college, free or discounted health insurance, free or discounted car insurance. You get notoriety right and left while the nuns who are teaching literacy to poor people and immigrants get nothing except from the church, except if they subscribe to the church's teaching, which most of them don't. They just like the good works that are being done there. So they join the nunnery so they can help people. At least that's how it is over there at Siena Heights. The sisters over there, the Dominican sisters, the Adrian Dominican sisters. I know a lot of them don't subscribe to the traditional Catholic roles. They're way more liberal than the previous popes have been. But they join so they can help people because the program's already set up through the Catholic services and they can help. And so they do. But what do they get? They have to subscribe to and go to church. I don't know how many times, and they have to say their rosaries and they have to do all that church stuff. That most of them probably don't want to do. They just want to help people. So anyways, that's why I'm anti-mask. You didn't care about me when I needed you. Why the heck should I care about you when you need me? I'm not going to wear a mask. So you can stay healthy. You know what? That's what you have health insurance for. Goodbye.